What if I told you 1 year from today, you could be living the life of your dreams, that your life could totally transform into something beyond what you ever imagined it could be? Is that something you would want to start to implement and moving towards in your life today? I guarantee you can. And this is not some woo woo, frou frou stuff in the sky. It's science based by spirituality. And we're going to look at the two key core concepts of them both here in just the next few minutes. I want to look with you at what Dr. Joe Dispenza says as his core innermost teaching that he repeats all the time, why it's scientifically proven, and then the spirituality behind it, that God has been saying these same things for over 2,000 years, and that's why they truly, truly work at a soul level. We're going to jump right into it, guys. I'm Jim, y'all, and I have changed my life over the last year and a half simply by thinking in a new way, reprogramming my subconscious. I believe you can do the same thing, and I can help if that sounds like something you're interested in. Subscribe below if you like. There's some links there if you'd want to talk about working with me one-on-one. So what are these two sides of this same coin, the yin and the yang of how to absolutely change your life, the Joe Dispenza way and the God way? Well, first of all, let's look at the science. Here's what Joe says, and here's how he says it over and over in his teachings. If you want a new personal reality, you need to become a new personality. What is Joe talking about? He's saying if you want real change in your life, then you have to change at your core. If you want to change the outer circumstances of your life, it doesn't start by hustle and grind like we've been taught in our society here in the 21st century. It doesn't start by mapping out all these things you need to do to change the direction of your life. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be some work, some action involved. I'm not saying you can just lay back on your couch of complacency and your life will magically change. But what I'm saying is all of that is in vain. And what the secret that those who really accomplish their dreams, those people you watch on YouTube, those books you read, those people that have made it all happen, the one secret they share is Joe's core principle in his teaching. When you change your personality, you change your personal reality. In other words, it all starts within. When you change your thoughts, the way you think, the way you look at life, the way you believe about life, the way you believe in yourself, the way you believe in the way this universe works, when you start inwardly, that's when you change your core operating system. And that's when you start to reprogram your life, and your life starts to take a new direction, a new shape. It starts to go in a new way. Now, I love Dr. Joe. If you listen to me here, I talk about him a lot on this channel. I believe in his principles. They're science-based. He's done lots of research with tons and tons of folks around the planet that really know their stuff on how all of this works in our brains, in our bodies, in our lives. I love Dr. Joe. But one of the things I don't like about Dr. Joe, when it comes to the spiritual, I think he goes to a certain place where he believes that there's an unseen force in the universe, this power that permeates everything. He connects to that. He believes in that. He calls it the field, and we can use that to bring our dream life to us. On all those points, I would agree. But he stops short of saying that that unseen force is a personal force. It's almost like a cosmic non-reality in Dr. Joe's world. And where I believe you can supercharge your dream life is when you start to understand that cosmic energetic field, call it whatever you want to call it, the universe, is not only spiritual, but it's personal. God, I believe, is a personal force that loves you beyond anything you can imagine and wants to love in you, through you, and have you love others beyond anything you can imagine. When you plug in to a personal cosmic force, a God of your understanding that truly loves and gives love and creates and gives creation, that put a universe in existence that's constantly expanding, that is constantly creating, constantly growing, that's the kind of God that's out there. When you plug into that, you're going to plug into a reality that's going to start to really change your life. Now, I'm not talking religion here, y'all. If y'all watch me, I was a evangelical pastor for over 30 years. I left all that behind, discovered God in deeper ways than I ever had in those 30 years of doing that. In fact, I don't even go to church anymore. I don't do that thing. I believe God's bigger and stronger and more personal than all of that. Not down on you if you're plugged into church and all. That's great. That's where you find your friend group, your spiritual growth, and it helps you. That's great stuff. But for me, I'm not saying take religious steps. That's not what this is about. This is about plugging in to the true source and force in the universe that's bigger and better than us and connects us all together and actually is a personal force that loves you and wants the best for your life. Now, here's how God says this later in the book of Romans in the ancient scriptures. He says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What is God saying there? He's saying the exact same thing that Dr. Joe says scientifically, but he's saying it spiritually. He's saying, first of all, let's break this down. Don't be conformed to this world. The word in the original language of the Bible there is literally to conform yourself to a certain pattern. What does that mean? It just means simply don't be like everybody else. It's don't follow the trends. If you're on social media, you know, you have these trending videos where everybody starts doing the ice bucket challenge. Everybody starts doing that dance to that certain song that everyone's currently doing. It's a trend. Everybody jumps on, everybody does it, and everybody's trying to take part and grow their channel and do all the stuff they do. They're doing the exact same things. Those videos, I've done some of them myself, but they rob me of creativity because they're all the same. God's saying if you want to live a bigger, better life, don't live according to the pattern of everybody else. Don't live the trends. Now, he's saying don't post TikTok videos. No, you don't care about that. What I'm saying is God is trying to tell us that your life only begins to open up and be what you're designed to be, your unique you, when you quit trying to be like and do like everybody else. Be you. That's what it's saying there. Don't be conformed to the patterns of this world, is what it's saying, but be transformed. Now, that original word is the word we get our word metamorphosis from in the Greek language. Have a metamorphosis. There comes a place, like Dr. Joe would say, where we start to, our thoughts become things, is how he says it, but you start to think new thoughts. It makes you feel new feelings. It causes you to act with new behaviors. You start to believe new beliefs, and then you create a new identity. That's how you move from your old personality to your new personality, and God's saying the same thing. You have to have a metamorphosis. You have to have a change in the way you look at life, the way you think about life. I love what Wayne Dyer says. He said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Isn't that a powerful statement? Change the way you look at things. Change your attitude about life. Change your belief in yourself, and you will start to transform your life. You will have a metamorphosis, my friend. Don't be conformed to the trends. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Do you. Two, have a metamorphosis. Have a change in your thinking. And guess what happens? It says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do you know what that word is? In the original language, it's a construction word for renovation, for rebuilding a building, tearing the old down and building a new one up. What are you doing? You're changing your thoughts. Those thoughts are becoming new feelings. Those feelings are becoming new beliefs. Those beliefs are becoming a new you. You're changing your personality from within, and it's changing your personal reality on the outside. It changes your life into the life of your dreams because you've torn down the old and you've built up the new. You've renovated your mind. That's exactly what it's talking about. So here's all of this in a nutshell for you. What Joe is saying and what God is saying is the exact same thing. Change doesn't happen through hustle and grind. Change doesn't happen through lots of goal setting and plans. And then when I hit A, then I can go to B. And when I hit B, I can go to C. That's linear thinking brought to us by the great people of the 21st century here in the world we live in today. They're saying it's deeper than that. It starts in the mind. It starts in the heart. It starts in the soul. It starts in you. When you begin to believe in yourself and see yourself in a new way, an unlimited potential. Another thing God says is all things are possible to him that believes. If you begin to believe in a new way, nothing's off the table. That's not personal growth coaching. That's not Tony Robbins' positivity mantras. That's truth. That's actually how it works. Change your mind. You change your heart, you change your soul, and you change your life. Because when you change your personality, you get a new personal reality. When you are transformed by the renovation of your mind, you metamorphose into a brand new you. Are you ready to change it all? Tell me in the comments, what is it you want to change today and start the journey? 1 year from now, you're going to be a different you.